Among the Sleep starts off innocent enough. We're sitting at the kitchen table, slurping down some apple juice. The camera is low and unsteady. The world seems huge, exactly like how a toddler would see it. Our mama stands nearby. She's the kind of warmth we cling to without really even knowing why. Today is a special one though. It's our birthday, our second to be exact. She baked us a big ass cake, dressed us in the drippy PJs, and for a moment, everything feels perfect, like any birthday should. She even has a present for us, something wrapped up and hidden in a box. It feels like the start of a happy memory, but that's not what this game is about. Because for a child, everything is amplified. The laughter, the love, but also the fear. When she walked away to grab our gift, the mood changed. We hear a knock at the front door. Her tone shifts and she leaves the room. She speaks to someone who we can't see. The conversation is muffled, but the emotion isn't. There's tension, a kind that doesn't belong at a birthday. We hear arguing between Zoey and David's dad. It's pretty obvious she doesn't want him there. And for David, many of his negative feelings are shown by blurring the world around him, showing how he's being affected. When she returns to the table, her smile's back, but you can tell she's not feeling the same. She's holding the gift now, but the warmth is gone. Whatever happened at the door, she's hiding it behind that smile. She brings us upstairs, still pretending nothing's wrong. But by how fast she leaves the room when the phone rings, you can tell her ass finna go cuss somebody out, like they finna get it. She leaves us alone to play, and that's when we first meet him. The gift inside the box. A teddy bear who moves, speaks, and somehow feels alive. The homie Teddy becomes our first friend, and the only source of comfort left in a world that's starting to unravel. Teddy hops out asking David to play. They explore the room together, playing hide and seek with the pink elephant, reading the storybook, and stubbing toes at the toy train. All innocent things that will later return in his nightmares. Then they hop into the closet. The door shuts and the world transforms. The closet stretches endlessly, filled with hanging coats and other random things, giving us a glimpse into David's imagination, showing where trauma can bring a kid's mind. Teddy tells David if he's ever scared to hug him. In that simple act, holding a light source, the entire metaphor of the game is born. Love is guidance, fear is darkness. A child clinging to what little warmth he has left. Zoey finds them soon after and hiding in the closet. She tells David not to hide from her. She grabs him and tells him he can play all day tomorrow, but it's time to go night-night, little nigga. She turns on the music box and hums him to sleep. That's when the game truly starts. When David wakes up, Teddy's nowhere to be found, but he hears some faint muffles in the distance. He follows the cries to the washing machine where Teddy's being waterboarded. Like they was doing my man's crazy up in there. He was getting tumbled the fuck around and everything. You rescue him and you realize something's wrong though. We search the house looking for Zoey, only to discover she's not in bed. We later come across this figure named Harold in the living room, which we'll go into more depth about in a little. The search for Zoey then leads to a small slide that descends into the impossible, a world that shouldn't exist under their house. It's a dreamscape, a child's logic brought to life. At the heart of it is a playhouse, which becomes kind of the hub area for the game. The circular door inside acts as a gateway to new memories, each one unlocking a deeper layer of David's fear. This is where the game shifts from simple horror to emotional allegory. Every environment, from the flooded mansion to the endless closets, isn't just a nightmare. It's David's mind trying to process what no child should ever see. The world outside his mother's care has become dangerous, but the world inside her care, her voice, her rage, and her silence, that's what haunts him the most. Each level in Among the Sleep is a memory refracted through trauma. The playground becomes an eerie, dilapidated place. The mansion turns to ruin, drowning in swamp water. The closets become endless, because when David's hiding from Zoey, the closets never seem to end. And the game doesn't need dialogue to say it. This is fear learned, not imagined. And through it all, David keeps looking for his mom, not realizing that what he's really searching for is who she used to be. Now the monsters in Among the Sleep are unforgettable. They're all these lengthy ass, distorted creatures. But the thing that makes them haunting the most is what they represent. The first is Harold, a tall, hollow figure that's seen when you re-enter the living room. Though Harold's appearance is short, that doesn't make him any less menacing. I mean, you can't tell me that if you was in David's shoes, you wouldn't shit your diaper. Like, look at this motherfucker. Let's be real. But Harold is meant to represent Zoey when she goes out to get beer. But you can tell she was just outside because of the boots and umbrella. Then there's Haida, the most prominent of them. A monstrous feminine figure with long arms, hunched posture, and two glowing white eyes that just pierce the soul. She cries as she searches. Her moans are somewhere between grief and rage. And though Haida is portrayed and very obviously an antagonist, She's not a villain. She's Zoey, seen through the eyes of David. This is his mom, warped by sorrow and her addiction. And now the final monster, Heap. He's the most surreal of them. A humanoid shape made of coats, the same kind that filled the closet in the beginning of the game. Heap appears once you start making a mess, dropping the bottle with the key, representing the mom being mad when David makes a mess. Each of these creatures feel different to confront, because they're not external threats, they're emotional memories. The game forces you to hide from them the same way David hides from his mother's moods. In one moment she's kind, in the next she just be tweaking. When you play Among the Sleep, you're not just avoiding monsters. You're learning how a child's brain transforms the unexplainable. The entire game takes place in David's mind. This is his world, just warped by trauma. And as David keeps searching for his mom, Teddy becomes the only voice of safety. His soft tone is almost parental. He's everything Zoey can't be in this moment. Stable, kind, and calm. But even Teddy, as we'll learn, is fragile. His light can't last forever. And now the brilliance of Among the Sleep lies in this emotional inversion. It makes us afraid of love, of what happened when love breaks. The monsters don't symbolize evil, they symbolize moments of loss, anger, and fear through the distorted lens of innocence. As you play, the objective of the game becomes pretty clear. You gotta find 4 memories connected to his mom. Each one is hidden within a different distorted world, and each reveals another layer of who Zoey was before the alcohol took over. The first you got is her pendant, shown during the birthday scene. It was once a symbol of warmth. Now it glows faintly in the dark, like a piece of love preserved in time. The second memory is a music box. The same lullaby that Zoey used to help David sleep. But in the dream, the melody is warped, it's slowed down. The lullaby that once soothed, now feels haunted. Third is the storybook, the one Teddy read to him while playing. Its pages flutter in the wind as if being erased. And the last is the pink elephant, a soft toy from his room. It was once a symbol of comfort. Now it lies twisted and forgotten. Each memory is retrieved through struggle, through small acts of courage. Each time David finds one, Teddy's voice reassures him, but we begin to feel something heavier in Teddy's tone, as if he knows these memories aren't saving them, they're only delaying the truth. Every object you collect carries the weight beyond the game world. They're fragments of a child's mind, and when all 4 pieces are gathered, the tone shifts. The memories no longer bring comfort, they bring confrontation. David's ready to face what his mind has been protecting him from. The final descent begins with chaos. David tries to run from Heap to return to the playhouse, clutching his memories, but he ripped Teddy out of David's arms. You see how strong, how tall he is? That motherfucker's strong. So David falls down into the abyss with Teddy's arm, and the abyss is lit up by different floodlights, shining the truth on his mother, showing her addiction, her anger, all her moods. She transforms from monster to monster, and it's here. The game's message is clear. The monsters were never separate from Zoey. Haida, Harold, and Heap, they're all her. Every scream, every cry, every looming shadow was a reflection of what happens when love collapses under pain. For the first time, the player feels something more than fear. You feel heartbreak. Because Zoey's not evil, she's just a broken person. She's grieving, she's lonely, and she's lost. The child doesn't know the reasons, he only knows the feelings. And those feelings, twisted by confusion, have built the entire nightmare of the game. When she disappears, the silence feels endless. Teddy's light is gone, the monsters are gone. The only thing that's left is reality. David wakes up back in his room, and for some reason, the house is super quiet. He walks downstairs and he finds Zoey in the kitchen crying with a bottle in her hand. She's holding what's left of Teddy, and David reaches for her, and for a moment, she lashes out. Then she collapses into an apology. If the player chooses, you can comfort her one more time. It's a small act of forgiveness that says more than any piece of dialogue could. It's the final moment of innocence before the end. Then, you get a knock at the door. Zoey doesn't even react, so David goes instead. And the door opens to a white glowing light. From it, we hear a voice. It's David's father. The cycle is broken, if only for now.